Okay, not a quick video today, an actual little more in-depth one. Anybody who knows me has heard me talk about patronizing local businesses, supporting them when you can, as long as the price isn't redonkulous. The other thing is there are things that local businesses make and take the time and have the craftsmanship to make that the mass-produced cheap-ass Chinesium horse shit in a Walmart or even in larger somewhat chain stores, they have no hope of duplicating. And I'm going to show you guys one example of that. But we're also going to do a more complete review of the Lansky sharpening system. One of my viewers actually commented that she would like to see my knife actually take hair off my arm. Well, Stace, guess what? Today's your lucky day. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you the knife that I was referring to. And it's a small skinning knife. It was made by Shops Knife Works here in, I think it was out of Helena, Montana. And, well, the knife has some history. One of the things is that Shops is no longer in business, and I have a feeling if people had patronized him a bit more, he would probably still be in business, and he'd be something along the lines of a Ruana or something like that. So actual custom knives, which are really, really amazing. So without any further ado, I'm going to flip this around. I'll show you the knife. We'll have a little commentary on that. And then I'll pause this for a second, turn over to a cameraman this phone, and we'll get on with the sharpening video and the hair video. All right, stand by just 1 second here. Okay, so what you have before you here is a knife with a custom kind of, you know, the sheath is probably the thing I like least about it, which is a, it's pretty much any knife. They usually don't have a sheath that compares to the knife itself. This one's actually pretty cool. Little custom sheath. This was again made by Shops Knife Works, S-H-O-P-P-E-S. And then what we have here is their little custom skinner. Now, one of the things about the history of this knife is this handle was made by one of his people. His name was Cricket. And as far as I know, Cricket left the United States immediately after doing this knife, went back to England, and promptly died. So this may well have been the last knife handle that Cricket ever made. And when I get down here and start showing you the detail, you're going to go, oh my God, I wish I'd gotten this before he passed away. So the knife steel is, it's an old leaf spring is what it's made out of. And that has very similar properties to ATS 34 steel, which is what Benchmade used to use for a very, very long time. So it takes a field edge amazingly well. It's easy to put an edge on, and it has decent edge retention. It's kind of the best of both worlds. So without any further ado, we'll put some detail on this mug. Take it down, you can see that it's engraved, and that is the No Steps neck there, the Gadsden flag, with a brass, hand-filed brass hilt on it, right? And it's engraved with my name on the other side as well. But you can see it is very shiny, highly reflective. But the showpiece of this particular blade is the handle. It's deer antler, but it comes down to a very fine wolf's head. This guy was so, oh, come on, focus. You can do it, camera. Lord, come on. Okay. He was so intent on his work that he made it to a point, oh, come on, focus. Doesn't really want to focus. Bummer. Where you can see the individual wolf's teeth. I think you can see that. And you can see his tongue in his mouth. See if I can get a little closer. Please focus. Darn. Anyway, got his iris. All of his individual teeth. You can see there's a tunnel in there at the tongue. Look at the perfection of that face. Out of a deer antler. Truly amazing. So when you can patronize local shops, it's a good, really good idea to do so, because you can get amazing things and they can turn into heirlooms, which this one is. Typically, I would not want anybody to inherit this knife that doesn't have my last name, which is engraved on the blade. All right, I will move on real quick here. and we'll do the sharpening video and the hair shaving video. Stand by.
And good.
Okay, so the Lansky system that I showed y'all, what is a couple weeks ago now, here's how you actually use it, and you will hear this thing actually taking metal off the blade. So here we go. You stand it with your wrist straight up and down, place the edge against the right hand rod, and go straight down. And just do it in a slow, controlled fashion. Then the left side. Now typically I myself like to make sure that I stop in the same place. So I stop on the left, so I know my starting point will always be on the right. We'll check and see what we did here. Okay, so we're getting some goodness. Now if you get to a point where it's no longer taking a bite on the metal, just twist the rod just a couple degrees. Very important to keep it straight up and down and to use the same angle and as close to the same amount of pressure as you can every time. We're going to get a piece of paper here. Let me show you what we've done so far with it. Regular old yellow ruled paper. Having a little trouble though at the very edge of the knife. There, see, that means I've got inconsistencies in my sharpening. So we'll go back to the drawing board here. Make sure you always sharpen heel to toe. And these gray stones are just for surface edging. And at this point, I'll show you what a surface edge can do. See the hair flying and the nice flat spot there? I think it'll do. Let's try it on this side, make sure we're consistent. Okay, so we're not quite as consistent, but it's still taking hair. So now we're going to switch over to the honing stones, which are the white ones. I have to admit, when I started this project, this particular knife was duller than I like to let my knives typically get. I never let them get too far out of shape, which is a good thing. So here we go again. Okay, let's see here. There she goes. Taking hair. We'll do it both ways. There it goes. So probably a few more strokes just to hone it up a little bit. She's going. And don't get in a hurry. Slow, consistent strokes will get you a long ways. Kind of like other things in life. Okay. Bingo. Nice smooth spot. Now I look like I got mange. Okay, take back over my camera here. There you go. Patronize your local businesses and make sure you maintain your equipment. Dull knife or an unloaded gun ain't much use to anybody. Guys, have a great day. Have a great weekend.